URL contains a certain value at the end.
Okay, so it's the landing page view, not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is the problem?
And so
exactly?
when I look at my, events or conversions, it says count, which to me count is how many times somebody landed on that page.
Sure.
And then users. So I'm wondering if they're landing on the page and leaving it and then coming back maybe, because it says I have 74 count. And I'm like, I didn't have 74 people schedule these Zoom calls with me. Then it says users 12. And I'm like, okay, that could have been, I could have had 12. So I guess between the 74 and 12, trying to figure out where that discrepancy, like why it would be that big of a number.
Right. So I have noticed that this goes to a pet peeve of mine. Have you ever met anybody who doesn't ever close a tab on their browser?
Are you trying to talk bad about me, David?
So
basically they're like
clients
me.
who had so many tabs open on his browser, he couldn't find the X button to close it. I mean, we're talking in the thousands of tabs opened. Yeah. And on some of those tabs, he had filled out a form.
And he got to thank you. So each time he started up.
Each time he started his browser, it would reload.
It would come back. Yes. Okay.
And
so that's fine. But I mean, 74. And a lot of these are agency owner. This is my agency owner for 74 versus 12 use.
And agency owners
are the
worst culprits.
Which is me, yes, because I'm already looking at my screen now, and I've got like a whole thing across there. But last night, though, I did like close all of them out. But okay. So I was at first for a minute a little bit because I was like, uh-oh, is there an issue? But that was a thought in my mind that could be what it is. Okay.
Yes. So and here's the way it's worse is that in UA, it only counts a goal when per user per session. Mm-hmm. But with GA4, it literally counts the goal every single time. So what you're having is that just every time.
Mm-hmm. So, because it says count, but then it does say user. So, let me see. That was events. Okay, yeah. So my conversions, it's saying count is 74 when I really have to look at my events and say it was only 12 users. So really it's only 12 instead of 74.
Yeah. So what you're hearing here is an argument for not using the confirmation page to track goals.
So, okay.
I like using the confirmation page to track goals, but this is the problem with it.
Yeah.
Now, so you can track the click of the button in GA4.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is that if someone has an invalid form, let's say they have an invalid email address, they click the button, that is a click, even though it is not a submission.
Submission, yes. Yes.
So this is you have to weigh the decision kind of thing. Yeah. I always like having a confirmation page.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
But I also want accurate data.
Yeah. Well,
so here's another thing that I would double check if I were you. Make sure that your confirmation page is not in your XML sitemap.
Okay. All right.
And because if it is Google and you use, remember we used to talk about the idea of having a productive confirmation page. if you have a very helpful confirmation page, people want to go back to it,
Uh,
or you might serve it to people because it's helpful.
yeah.
You have to exclude it from your XML sitemap so Google doesn't even know it's there.
Okay.
So within Yoast, that's really easy to do. It's under the advanced. You could just say, do not allow search engines to index this page, and it removes it from the sitemap.
Okay. I'll have to check because that's okay.
And no indexes it at the same time.
Okay. I will definitely check on that.
That is a super common thing too. I'm doing a huge audit. I delivered it today, and they have all kinds of things in their sitemap they don't want people to see.
Yeah.
And it's like there are 404 pages in their sitemap.
No.
And it's like, okay, we gotta fix that.
Yeah. Okay. Settings, okay. I'm just in here.
All right. Well, I'll make sure Anala has a question.
Yeah.
If she has a question to ask too.
I didn't, but no, this is obviously this is really helpful because we all have leftover UA pages that haven't been transferred over that, you know, I haven't thought about and you need to do something with.
Right.
Mhm.
Or Google will.
Right.
Yeah. Poof.
Yeah. So, and okay.
And I just got the confirmation pages tracking, so I don't have much worry about that yet.
Just double check to make sure they're not in your sitemap.
Yeah, I did make a note of that.
Yeah, that's what
That's a
I'm
common
checking right now.
thing to overlook. And you know, it's not hard with the GA4 to set up click tracking as the conversion. Especially if you use a really good plugin on WordPress like Gravity Forms or something good. Gravity Forms will actually send the event, and you can capture that event as the completion, because it's not just, how do I say this? Gravity Forms will allow you to see that it wasn't just the button was clicked, but that it was a valid button clicked, in that all the required fields are filled out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had wondered if it would track, if it would actually go to the confirmation page if you had a form submission, but it was spam and reCAPTCHA, like, would it actually go to the confirmation page at that point and give you that?
It shouldn't.
Click? I wouldn't think so, but
it shouldn't. If it did, then then your reCAPTCHA isn't working.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, it could be true too, right? Yeah.
So, okay. So I'm just checking something on one of my thank you pages. And so I have Yoast. So I just went down and I basically said the advanced allow search engines to show this page in search results and have no.
Right.
Okay, and that means that Yoast is not including it in the sitemap.
Right.
Okay.
If you use
this one was set that way.
Setting will do two things. It adds a no index to the page, and it removes it from the sitemap.
Okay. All right. I need to make a note of that. So, okay. I need to check all the others. But I think possibly what happened was I created one thank you page, and then I had a couple different things. And so I probably copied the original one over, which is good because it had that in here, and then edited what I needed to. So.
Yeah. I just